a child, music made me smile. Some people called it rhythm and soul. I could never get enough of this kind of stuff, cause I think they call it rock and roll. And I say roll. Come on everybody, cause we're down with the rock and roll.
The final countdown.
Are you with me? Can you feel it?
Hey you guys, welcome back to the Vinyl Countdown on Peaches. What's going on? You guys, in this almost 2-year-long adventure on YouTube, making vinyl record collecting videos, you guys, I don't think I have ever shown you guys what's going on with my stereo system. I know there's a lot of different videos that people make when it comes to record collecting, and you got like cleaning videos, you got like collecting videos, you got like stereo system videos, you got room tours, all kinds of stuff like that. So you guys, why don't we today on the Vinyl Countdown go through how I got my stereo system set up? You guys, this is a very, very different way to set up an audio system in your home. It mixes really, I'd have to say both worlds, or actually 3 different worlds, okay? If we really think about it, we have the world of home audio, we have the world of professional audio, like commercial grade audio for like concerts and DJing and things like that. And then we have another third element of car audio. You guys, a long time ago, I used to compete in car audio competitions. I actually got a couple of trophies down in the basement for some audio competitions for my car that were, I think one of them was the most radical install for that year. And this was when car audio was really starting to hit the scene back in 1991, 1992. But you guys, so I've been doing this stuff for so many years, and I have kind of found this very different way of doing things that I really enjoy, my ears really enjoy, and the wife and the friends and anybody else who comes over to our house really just kind of opens their eyes when you light this sucker up. Because for the most part, you guys, this stereo system that I have has been built from a lot of different brand names, a lot of different parts, and it is set up for what I would say is drag racing. Okay, you got like a lot of different cars out there, and a lot of different cars handle in different ways. Some cars really handle corners well, they're low to the ground, they're great for going through the canyons, and some cars are great for just drag racing in a straight line. Give it all you got when you got it and just let it all hang out. Well, that's kind of like how this system is set up. It's kind of like, you know, hit the gas and go. And it's very powerful. So without further ado, I think I'm going to get on the other side of the camera and kind of show you guys the equipment, show you how it's set up, how it's hooked up. And, you know, this might be for a lot of the nerds out there in the audio community or the music community. But oh well, you guys, I hope everybody enjoys just hanging out with me. This is kind of an informal deal. I got a big mess going on here. I'm trying to do a lot of rearranging and finding room for more records, yeah, in the Easy Listening Lounge. So hey, without further ado, let me get switched around and we'll show you guys exactly what's going on with. All right, you guys, we are all situated here in the Easy Listening Lounge. Like I said, I moved everything over to the left-hand side here now so I could get room for 3 more crates of records. We still have to put this whole crate into the regular shelving and stuff. And then I have over here, I have, whoa, we got camera action. That's where I keep my 12-inch singles now. And then I still have a whole other bunch of records to put into Discogs yet before I get this completely organized, okay? Start off one thing here. When you have a huge stereo system that's kind of outdated and older, you're going to run into the problem of having a ton of wires, okay? But nowadays, you know, some of the more professional audio systems, a lot of this stuff has been eliminated. So, but I don't mind it. I love the old school stuff. And like I told you guys earlier, this stereo system is set up with a lot of different brand names and pieces parts. So let's get into it, okay? First of all, we have, this is the receiver, okay? Right there, you can see it's a Denon receiver. And then we have a Technics 5-disc changer CD player. And then we have a Technics dual cassette player. And then right here on top, this is where all of the power cords are hooked up, okay, for all of the individual pieces of equipment, including the active Pro Audio speakers. All right. So down below where all the power cords are hooked up, we have this little gizmo down here that's made by PV, okay? And this is kind of PV's answer to kind of the same thing as the BBE Sonic Maximizer, okay? And this right here is totally dedicated to the subwoofers that are on the floor. And this is a Crown amplifier. This is an XLS 1500. And I think it's around 1,000 watts the way I got it hooked up. And I think I have it bridged in mono or something like that. Like I said, we're not going to get too into the exact wiring going on here in the electronics, because that can get a little freaky, okay? So that's the power plant. That's the big engine, okay? But here's the surprise, you guys. This stereo system has more than one engine, okay? It's like, you know, if a car has one engine, well, this one has several engines, okay? And I'm going to point that out to you right now. Now, normally, you would go through a receiver, right? Well, the receiver usually has an amplifier in it, and it's usually nowadays like 5.1 surround, 7.1 surround, or whatever. But I chose this receiver because it has what's called pre-outputs, okay, for front speakers. I don't use this in a surround sound fashion, okay? It just runs in stereo. You can see it's on stereo right now. And I just kind of have it plugged into VCR1 because I'm running my iPad on the top, okay? Okay, so from the beginning, this amplifier receiver has pre-outputs. That means it's an RCA plug that just sends a line out signal to anything you want it to go to. And there's a front, right and left. There's a rear, right and left, and then there's a subwoofer out, okay? I'm only using the two pre-outs, right and left, for stereo, okay? And it just sends out a low line signal. Well, from that low line signal, it goes into this Sonic Maximizer. And if you guys aren't really familiar with what a Sonic Maximizer, compare it to a car again. This is like putting nitrous in your car, okay? It really crispens up everything and really adds a lot more horsepower to your system. So basically, nitrous, okay? This is the main engine for all the low frequencies, the subwoofers, all right? So it goes into here, and then it splits out, okay? Part of the signal that gets all cleaned up and with nitrous on it, right, goes into the subwoofer amplifier, this Crown amplifier, okay? And then the other half of the split goes into these Mackie active two-way speakers, okay? So that's where the signal goes. Okay, we'll start up here, or let's start down here. This Crown amp is bridged in mono, and it goes to a bunch of 2 ohm 15-inch car audio subwoofers. These are really low frequency, very long travel subwoofers that push out a ton of air through these ports, you guys, okay? Now this right here by itself is about 1,000 watts of low frequency. So yes, this is what's gonna boom shake the room. It vibrates the windows. I haven't busted a window in the house yet, but it puts out a really beautiful, high quality, low frequency sound, just as if you were it's chest pumping, you guys, and if you were in the front row of a concert, at a rock concert, okay? So that's that. So they run separately from this Crown amplifier, all right? Now, when I talked about the other half of the signal gets split to these Mackie, and they're called 1521s. That's the model, okay? Each one of these speakers, you guys, is rated at 500 watts of active power. Now, when I say active power, that means we get back to the engine part, right? Okay. This stereo system has multiple engines, which are the amplifiers. There's one in here, and there's actually a bi-amp in each one of these speakers. And when I say bi-amp, that means there are actually 2 amplifiers. One amplifier is rated at 400 watts RMS to the subwoofer, and 100 watts RMS from the other part of the amplifier that goes into the tweeter, okay? So you have a total of 500 watts coming out of here. But when I say active power and it's amplified by itself, plus it has an active crossover, you guys, it would take, you know, the normal speakers where you just plug the speaker wire in, that's a passive speaker. And you would have to have probably 3,000 watts. You'd probably have to triple the amount of output power from separate amplifiers like this to get the actual raw power that you would from these speakers. So yeah, these babies are pushing out 500 watts RMS of active power, which is probably going to be, in the normal world circumstances, about 1,500 to 2,000, or maybe 1,500 to 3,000 watts from passive speakers. Okay, you guys? So that's kind of how that's all set up, right? So the lows go down here. The lows, this is a full range, so it gets lows, mids, and highs out of these. And you can adjust all of your levels on here for your bass, your high output. See, it's got a separate subwoofer output, so you can control the bass right here, and it kind of makes a nice harmonics and things through there. So there's several adjustments on there. I'm not really going to get into how they are adjusted or anything. But yeah, so this is only sending out a very, very small signal, you guys. And that, in a nutshell, is how I have it set up. And I run the whole thing right here. Right here. Just the volume. And then I have a little button down here. It's a selector. And most of the time, the only thing I go in and adjust is the bass levels, because they can really change when you're listening to records. So I just go in there and I can press this button right down there, selector, and then I just select bass up and down. So these are the only real two buttons I use in the whole system. And then to turn the whole thing on and off, I just come down here, and you have so many things hooked up, right? So then when I turn it on, I go from left to right. You have to figure out where you want to plug all these in so you don't get a lot of huge popping noises from the amps shutting off, and you know, and your speakers not being shut off at all too. So from I figured out which one I want to get plugged in and where, and then I just have one sequence. From turning it on is left to right, and turning it off is right to left. So I can power everything down without getting a ton of pops. All right. And then when I turn my whole stereo system on, I don't have to go to every component and turn on the power. All I have to do is turn on all these, okay? And then I know I got power to all of them because they're all lit up as well. Now, another aspect of the system here is something that I have done recently, and that I think a lot of people might be getting more into, okay? You don't see a lot of videos like this in the music community, but I'm guessing that a lot of people are getting into this. What I took is an iPad here, and I'm playing some royalty-free music off of the YouTube library. It's not playing right now for some reason, because I got the volume down probably. Okay. So what I have an 1/8 inch jack coming out of a couple of the inputs in the back, and that 1/8 inch jack goes into the iPad. And then I have a charger cable permanently hooked up in here on part of my whole power port deal here, my power band. And then all I have to do is change the function down here to whatever function I have it on. If I have it on VCR1 or audio or auxiliary or whatever. And then all I have to do is, turn up the volume a little bit. And I can go through here and I can go on Spotify, I can go on YouTube, and I can play anything I want through my stereo system if I don't have the album, or if I don't have the tape or the CD, or if I just want to make everything easy and I don't want to bother or mess up my room. You know, I can go in here and grab anything I want off of the iPad and listen to music streaming right in the Easy Listening Lounge. And then you go over here, you guys, probably the most important part, right? Don't forget the turntable, right? Okay. Here's the model, you guys. It's a Technics direct drive automatic turntable system, the SL1700. And then I have a Technics stylus on there, okay? And a Technics head, okay? Techniques, I should say, or Audio Technica. Whoops, Audio Technica, I think they call it, yeah. So then you just go over here and then, you know, here's your adjustments. Got your 45, 33, got your reflector there, your strobe. And I just got a regular rubber mat. Boy, she's a little wiping off from all the moving around here. Got Ozzy in the back. So yeah, it's a nice vintage turntable. I had another turntable sitting here. I just went and put it in storage. It's another Techniques turntable. And then we have an Audio Technica out in the garage that we use when we take records out and have fun in the backyard and stuff. So yeah, this is a real separated, real active way of setting up things, you guys. Okay? So there's the stereo. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to get some stuff cleaned up in here. I got a huge mess. I got some great stuff that I got for VCLT from Linda Legg. And I'm getting some of that listened to right now and cleaned up. Got my distilled water here. I got to fill up my jugs and stuff. And I'm thinking of putting my record cleaning juice and supplies here. I'm just going to move this down in the CD cabinet and put my little jugs in there and stuff. All right. Well, you guys, well, that's my guitar half stack down there. That's a guitar amplifier. Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for coming down to the Vinyl Countdown. Thanks for sharing this little video with me about how my stereo is hooked up. If you guys have any questions as to why I do what I do with this, please put them down below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Okay? We'll talk to you guys later.